So one of the things you want to know about is how easy it is to hem on a knit. You can buy a product from Marathon Threads called resin-only fusible thread. Put it in your lower looper. If you're just doing a little hem like the one on the top of the crossover band, you don't have to interface it. But at the hemline, you want to take another product from my website called Textured Weft and press it onto the area that you're going to hem so that when you press up, it won't pop loose. This is another wonderful sewing tool called an iron shoe. It's a Teflon shoe. When you put it on the base of your iron, it lowers the temperature to the fabric, which means you can raise the temperature on the iron to linen, and you get double the seam flow to melt that resin really efficiently that you would have on a wool setting. Another thing you need to know about when you're sewing in a sleeve in a knit, when the sleeve is longer across the cap, on woven fabrics, that's very important because that creates a hump to fit over your arm. But knits stretch, so if you sew that extra fullness into a knit, it kind of sticks out in your garment away from your body and looks really bad. So this is my technique for putting sleeves in knits. It's really easy. I start at the top and I just match the knit armhole and the sleeve together, and I don't worry if there's more sleeve under the armpit because I do not want to have any of those gathers at the cap of a knit sleeve. So you can see here that I start at the top, sew down to the underarm one side, and then go back to the shoulder seam and sew to the underarm. And then any extra sleeve width you can just serge away as you sew the underarm seam. This is the crossover band that I tried to put onto this fabric, but it was too heavy, so it didn't look good. And I also took the side seams in to get a little bit of shape, even though my hourglass figure has morphed into a sausage. And because this collar starts in the front and goes around to the back neck, it's called a shawl collar. It's actually an easy collar to add, but you're dealing with an inside-outside corner on the shoulder seam where the collar goes around the center back. So another technique that I show you is called framing stabilizer, and you actually take a framing stabilizer product that I also have on the website, and you sew it like a neck facing on that inside corner, and then you take and draw with a marking pen your stitching line on the outside corner. And so when you're trying to put these two together, you just slide the inside corner on top of the outside corner, and then you tape it with magic transparent tape, and then you can just fold back, find the seam line, and sew around it. This is a technique that I've been using for years. It's actually how I do bound buttonholes. And I have another fun learning CD for those of you that may not know anything about dressmaking, because that framing technique is used on this lovely cover for this tissue box. That CD is called Easy, Fun, Creative Techniques, and you can be a total non-sewer if you just want to do something creative, make these beautiful fabric flowers and the cover for the tissue box.